This video is about writing equations of a hyperbola. If you are given a graph, first of all, you decide is a horizontal or vertical. This is a horizontal. Therefore, x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1 will be the pattern of this equation. From the graph, we know center, that's hk, that's 0, 0. We know for the a, the distance between center and the vertex, that's 12. So we know a equals 12. From 12, you need to draw that box, intersect this asymptote line. This will be the B. So this is B. We know for A that's a horizontal and a B is a vertical. Therefore, your slope equals B over A. That equals 5 over 12. We know A equals 12 already, so B over 12 equals 5 over 12, which means B equals 5. Then I plug in. So we get the x squared over a squared is 144 minus y squared over 25 equals to 1. For number 8, this is a vertical hyperbola. So the pattern of an equation will be y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared over b squared equal to 1. From the given information, we know hk is 0, 0. And a vertex to the center, that's a equals 4. This graph give you the foci. The distance between center to the focus, that's 2 square root of 13. That will be C. Therefore, we can get B equals square root C squared minus A squared. Because C equals square root A squared plus B squared. Then we plug in. C squared, that is 2 square root of 13 squared. 2 squared equals 4. Square root of 13 squared is 13. So we get the 4 times 13 equals 52. 52 minus a squared is 4 squared is 16. So we get the 36 means 6. Therefore, we write down the equation now. We got the y squared over 16 minus x squared over 36 equal to 1. For number 11, you are given foci and vertices. Then find the equation of a hyperbola. Let's sketch these points on the coordinate plane. We have 1, 3. That's a foci. 7, 3. Vertex is a 2, 3. You can predict the graph like this. Because your focus always inside the curve. So basically like this one. This is the graph look like. Since this is a horizontal hyperbola, I can write down the equation x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared equals to 1. Find the center by doing midpoint of these two foci. I can label this is x1, y1, x2, y2. Therefore, h equals 1 plus 7 over 2 equals 4. K definitely is 3 because you got 3 here, 3 here. 4, 3 will be HK. Then we need to figure out this A. From center, we go to vertex distance. That's A. We know this is a center. Vertex is 2, 3. So distance A equals, for y coordinate same. Therefore, we just do subtraction for this x coordinate. 4 minus 2 equals 2. Then we can find the C, the distance between center to this focus. That's C. Let's write down one focus. I have 4, 3, that's HK. One of focus, I use 7, 3. So you get C equals 7 minus 4 equals 3. Therefore, B equals square root 3 squared minus 2 squared equals square root of 5. Remember, for A, B, and C, we always follow by arrow. So A is horizontal, B is vertical. Therefore, A is below x squared. We already know this is a horizontal pattern. Therefore, we write down the equation x minus 4 squared over 4 minus y minus 3 squared over 5 equal to 1. Now let's go to number 12. We still get the foci and also vertices. So we will sketch this out on the coordinate plane. We get the 2, negative 2. It's over here. Then 2, negative 8. It's here. Then vertices is 2, 0. Here. So we label this is F. This one is F. We can predict the graph like this. The center will be the midpoint of a foci, label x1, y1, x2, y2. So we got h equals 2, k equals negative 2 plus 8 over 2. That will be 3. 2, 3, it's here, will be the center. So 2, 3, that will be HK. From this center, we go to vertex, that will be A. For the vertex, we have 2, 0. Therefore, the A equals 3 minus 0 equals 3. For C, That's from center to this focus. I have 2, 8. Center will be 2, 3. Therefore, C equals 8 minus 3 equals 5. Or you can count the units from the graph. Then B equals square root C squared minus A squared, which means 5 squared minus 3 squared equals 4. For AB will be followed by arrow. A is a vertical, B is a horizontal. Therefore, A will be below y squared and B will be below x squared. Therefore, we got the y minus k squared over A squared minus x minus h squared over b squared equal to 1. Then I plug in hk, that's this one. For A, it's a 3, and B is a 4. So we get y minus 3 squared over 9 minus x minus 2 squared over 16 equal to 1. This will be the equation of this hyperbola. For number 13, they give you vertices and give you asymptote line. On this coordinate plane, we got vertex that's a 3, 0, and also negative 3, 0. We could say the HK will be 0, 0, because that's the midpoint of vertices. You could say the intersection of asymptote line. That's the center of hyperbola. We need to draw that box from the vertex. You will draw vertical line to intersect this asymptote line. Then this will be B. We know the x here is 3. So we plug in y equals 2. You will get this coordinate will be 3. 2 times 3, that's 6. Therefore, B equals 6. And A equals 3. From center to vertex, that will be 8. The arrow for A, that's horizontal. Arrow for B is vertical. The graph will be horizontal hyperbola. This is the graph look like. So we get x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared equal to 1. Then we plug in, we got x squared over 9 minus y squared over 36 equal to 1. Number 15, we know foci and a given asymptote line. From foci, we can get the center by doing midpoint. So x1, y1, x2, y2. H equals 2 plus 6 over 2. That is 4. And k equals 2. So 4, 2 will be hk. Now we set up a coordinate plane to find the foci and asymptote line. 4, 2 will be the vertex. How to sketch these two asymptote line? You will get x-intercept. X-intercept is 2, 0. For this one, it's 6, 0. As we know, for asymptote line will intersect the center. Therefore, I can connect this. This will be y equals x minus 2. This one is y equals 6 minus x. The slope for the asymptote line, that's equal to 1. We can predict the graph like this. It's a horizontal hyperbola. Therefore, we got x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared equal to 1. For A, that's a horizontal because it's below x squared. B is a vertical, which means for slope, you will get the B over A equal to 1, which means B equal to A. Now we need to check C. You are given foci. The half of the distance between these two foci will be C. So C equals 6 minus 2 over 2 equals 2. Since C squared equals A squared plus B squared, therefore we got the 4 equals A squared plus B squared. And we know A equals to B. Therefore, we got the 4 equals A squared plus A squared. And 2A squared equal to 4. So A squared equals to 2. Which means A equals to square root of 2. And B equals A equals to square root of 2. We already figured out the center. We know A and B. This is the pattern of the equation. So we can write down the equation for this hyperbola. That will be x minus 4 squared over 2 minus y minus 2 squared over 2 equals 1.